you want to tell them what just happened?
Okay. So, we then talked for like another 10 minutes then about what happens in the rest of the film. Sadly, I'd forgotten to press record.
Yeah.
So now we have to do it again for a third time.
Do the joke about my shirt.
Oh, hello. Look at that shirt.
I don't know what happened. It must be magic.
Okay, no, we'll do it properly.
Yeah.
Can you dance like a hippogriff? Na 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 na. Flying off from a cliff. Na 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 na. Floating down to the ground. Na 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 na. And around and around and around and around and around and around and around. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So one day, while Harry's walking around with Hagrid and Hermione and Ron, he finds Barty Crouch's dead body. So he goes up to tell Dumbledore, but Dumbledore has to leave for a sec. So Harry is left, and he finds a thing called a pensieve. What does he see in the pensieve, Doc?
He falls into it.
Whoa.
And it is like a courtroom, but
Whoa.
like from the past.
Kind of exactly like what happens in the second film with the book, with the diary.
Yeah, he's gone into a memory. Igor Karkaroff is on trial for being a Death Eater.
Whoa.
He's already been convicted. He has come out of Azkaban to give evidence.
So he gives up one name, which is Severus Snape, and everyone's like, what? And Dumbledore's like, no, he used to be a Death Eater, but now he's working with us. And Karkaroff's like, no, it is a lie. Anyway, I've got another one. Barty Crouch Jr. Everyone turns around and they see David Tennant, Doctor, running out, and he runs over trying to get away, and they grab him and hold him down, and he goes,
hello, Father.
And you work out that he is Barty Crouch's son.
Doctor.
Weird. Doctor being naughty. Silly, naughty little Doctor.
Naughty now.
What are you going to do?
Yeah. So we come to the third and final challenge. It is a maze. It is a giant maze.
So they go into the maze and it's creepy and weird. The maze moves. It actually physically like traps people off and sucks people into the hedges and stuff. It's creepy as flip. Whereas in the book they meet certain animals and they have to overcome certain challenges. In this one it is literally just the concept of this living maze, and it is freaky as Jeff.
Especially when Fleur de la Couleur gets attacked in it.
She gets attacked in the middle of the maze and she turns around and goes, "Ah!"
And we don't know who it is, but it's
Victor Crumb!
We find out like a second
Yeah,
later.
it's not that tense at all,
Not really.
Except he's got weird white eyes. Edward comes along and like zaps him, so he like buzzes out, and then Harry is like, oh no, he's under the Imperious charm. But then they both see the Triwizard Cup is like within reach, so they both start chasing after it. And they're running along and they're running along and they want to get to the end, and then oh, Edward falls, oh no!
But Harry keeps running.
No, help me, Harry!
Okay.
And he comes back!
Yay!
Although with a bit of a pause, because we don't know whether or not he's going to come back,
There's
which is
a
a bit
moment.
dark. There's a moment when you think Harry's actually going to let this guy die.
Like what I did.
Like what she did. She
Yeah.
almost let me die, bitch. He comes back and helps him because he's being eaten by the hedge. So Harry helps Edward up and pulls him forward, and they go to the cup, and then they're like, you take it. No, you take it. No, you take it. Okay, we'll take it together. 1, 2, 3, then grab it. And it is a portkey. They get transportatified away to some other place. Where are they going? What will they find? Who will be there? What's going on in general?
I don't know.
You'll have to watch next week to find out. Or just watch the film.
Okay.
Okay. The bad. Okay, we can't tell you what we were just laughing about, because it was rude. Right, what's bad about it, Dot?
Tell you what's bad about it.
What's bad about it?
The Harry-Cho relationship.
Actually, good point.
Yeah, it's only really touched on a little bit, but it's just awkward.
I know it's meant to be sort of awkward though, is the thing, but it kind of feels a bit too forced. Super bad with Michael Cera. He's got this whole awkward sort of teen romancy relationship, and it works. This, it just feels fake. Are you using your I'm a Twat mug?
Yeah.
And that's a shame, because this sort of story between them lasts for a whole nother film. That's not it. There's also like this weird humour.
It's weird.
Give me an example, Dot.
Filch! At the beginning of the film,
With the running.
he runs down the Great Hall, and it looks like this.
Home to some very special guests as well. So, Hogwarts has been chosen.
Like, is that meant to be funny? It kind of feels like it's the same zany humour that you got in Prisoner.
It doesn't feel like the same character.
No, boom. There's also a couple of other moments like that, like Fred and George generally. We love you guys.
Yeah.
However, I'm not sure that you guys are the best actors. I'm sorry.
Sorry, guys.
But you're not. Kind of makes it feel awkward when you're kind of the comic relief people.
Yeah.
And we're not laughing at you.
But I don't think Daniel Radcliffe helps with some of those bits, really.
Yeah, around
Like
you.
the whole...
Oi. Never gonna let me forget this, are you? Never.
Oh, that's not great, no.
No, it's-
Prime example, right there. Within that very scene, you've got Ron doing something funny as well. And it's a lot funnier.
Place your right hand on my waist. Where? My waist. And extend your arm.
It's so much more funny. Which just kind of points out that these guys aren't that great.
Yeah.
Sorry, folks.
Yeah, we are. Let's move on from Fred and George.
Yeah, talking of people that could be brilliant and that we love their characters, but the people that are doing them aren't that great. Segway! Dumbledore, what is going on, mate? I'm sure it's not all Michael Gambon's fault, because it won't be just his idea. It has to be the director's idea to get him to be shouting. And he's Irish still!
The actor isn't even Irish.
The actor's not Irish. The character's not Irish. At one point, he physically grabs Harry and just bashes him against a wall. Like, did you put your name in that cup?
Dumbledore does not lose his cool.
He doesn't lose his cool. Nor does he sit like this.
It's maddening.
Do you want to look at how Dumbledore's meant to be? Watch the first two
Watch the
films.
first two
Richard
films.
Harris was Dumbledore.
We've done this.
Yeah.
This has been covered.
I just wanted to say
Dot
my
hasn't
bit.
watched the reviews. My own sister. Moving on from one thing that I go on about too much to another thing I go on about too much. Daniel Radcliffe. Daniel Radcliffe.
Daniel Radcliffe.
Right, I mean, in this
What
one,
are you doing?
they really gave him a chance this time.
Daniel Radcliffe.
They gave him a moment that he could have really done intensely. It's a bit at the end with a brass band where he's meant to be all acting big, intense emotions, and he just doesn't pull it off.
Unfortunately not.
It's-
It would have been brilliant if
It
he
would have
had.
been a brilliant. It would have been proper moving, but no. And he's so breathy, particularly the scene with him and Ron falling out, the
Oh, yeah.
piss off scene.
It's really bitty.
As in, like, all his moments are broken down. Like, he's rehearsed this bit and he's rehearsed this bit, but it doesn't.
He isn't gonna put them together.
It doesn't flow. It was like I said in the first review. It's like he rehearses specific lines and just does them syllable for syllable rather than getting into character. Okay, now. We need you guys to help us out here, because there's a sort of point of contention here, right? It surrounds David Tennant. I want to say, first off, I love David Tennant. I only really know him from Doctor Who, but he's brilliant in Doctor Who. Considering the character he was given, he did really well here. I just wish that his character had been less over the top and less kind of, I am evil. That would have been better. I think it wasn't subtle enough and it made him not scary at all. I wish that it had been a bit more subtle.
I think for the fact that the character himself is... He's a crazy character. He's insane. He is meant to be OTT. That is how he is in the book. The bit with the pensive, he's being restrained and he's trying to jump all over the place. That's how he's meant to be.
I agree he should be a bit jumpy and all over the place. I think it's just a bit too much, you know? If you think about some of the scariest characters, Hannibal Lecter is scary because he's not all...
But they're not going to put Hannibal Lecter in a Harry Potter film.
No, they're not, but they can still make a character creepy. Anyway, so put your comment below. Do you agree with George or Dot?
Oh, look, I won.
You probably did, actually. While we're still on acting, we'll move on to Emma Watson.
Emma Watson.
Emma Watson. It's a shame, because she was doing really well in the last one. Well, she's got her moments. She's good.
The stairs.
The stairs during the Yule Ball. She's
Yeah.
really nice there. It's an example of, like, a big, intense, emotional moment done really well. Harry Potter, Daniel Radcliffe take acting lessons from this. However, there are moments that you just think, oh no, just a little bit better, please.
Like the aging potion scene with
Yeah.
Fred and George, where she kind of takes a leaf out of Daniel Radcliffe's book, I'd say. She's very breathy, as if she's kind of forgotten what she's meant to say next.
Yeah, watch it, here it is, and look out for, like, the feeling that she's forgotten her lines.
This is an age line. Dumbledore drew it himself.
So?
So, a genius like Dumbledore couldn't possibly be fooled by a doll as pathetically dim-witted as an aging potion.
See?
See? Also, the whole feel of that scene, she's just back to her sort of busybody, I'm better than you self. Which is a shame, because I thought she'd really grown as a character.
It's not going to work.
Oh well. And we'll just run off a couple more characters quite quickly. Moaning Myrtle, I've never really been a fan of. I think she's too much.
She is. Especially, there's a scene where she's in the bath with Harry and it's creepy.
It's creepy.
You didn't like Mad Eye Moody.
I didn't say I don't like Mad Eye Moody, right? I like Mad Eye Moody. I think it's cool that he's sort of creepy and stuff. He does feel quite creepy at parts, but he's a bit too camp. I don't know what it is. He's too happy, jolly sometimes, and too creepy, quiet other times. I like that sort of juxtaposition. It makes him feel a bit more out of balance and a bit more like he could snap at any moment. But it's too much offness.
Also, the Beauxbatons and the Durmstrang student, they're very one-dimensional. They basically have no personality. Even, Fleur and Crumb, they have no character development, even though one of them is featured in later books and films.
Ooh, cool. There you go. That's a teaser. Which one is it?
Yeah.
Fleur. And that's pretty much everything we got to say, except for the one last point. The music, right? It's changed. The music has changed. It no longer has the whole do 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 do.
It's less upbeat.
It's less upbeat. It's kind of trying to be a bit darker.
Yeah.
But I would be fine. Well, I wouldn't be fine if they changed the music completely. I'd probably miss the original soundtrack. But I would prefer it to what they've done instead, which is just change it ever so slightly.
Yeah.
So it's like it's too little. It feels like they're trying too hard to make it similar. But that is literally all the bad points. It may seem like quite a lot, but we got a lot more good points, so just hang in there for a bit. What sort of good points are there? Let's see. Good. Dot, you know what I like about this one compared to the last one? Well, what I like about it is, despite the fact that it's got a lot of plot going on all the way throughout, it is quite character-oriented. Oriented. I think either's fine. It's quite character-oriented. For example, all the stuff leading up to the Yule Ball, it's very much about teenage emotions and hormones, the changes that these characters are going through, rather than just the adventures and the activities that they're doing throughout the year. It's more about their relationships between one another.
Yeah. There are a lot of relationships
developing and breaking down
and making up again.
Yeah.
So it's very nice.
It makes you care more about the characters because they're going through things that you as an audience, as a viewer, as a human being have gone through. As a teenager.
Ron is a brilliant character in this film.
Oh, I love it. He's back.
He has a lot more funnier bits. In the last film, he was kind of just used as like a comic kind of monkey that wasn't really that funny. But in this film, his funny bits are actually funny.
He's still sort of the comic relief, but he's more of a character, which makes the funny moments feel truer and therefore funnier.
He's a character that is easily identifiable with.
Yes.
Yeah.
Boom. He's less of the wuss.
Yeah, but to be fair, he doesn't really face anything.
I very much like that Ron's in this more as Ron rather than Harry's sidekick. And it shows Rupert Grint again as being one of the best actors in the group. But actually, Ron's not the only good one in the group. I am surprising myself in saying this, but Daniel Radcliffe has his decent moments.
Really?
Really? Mate, not even messing. Just little tiny bits. Like this one. Little moments that tell a lot about a character.
Yeah.
It's really nice. I like him for it.
But there should be more.
There should be more. Come on, mate. You're still struggling with the really big, intense moments, but you're good in the kind of small character bits.
Yeah. CGI is good in this one.
Oh, mate! CGI is good. I like the horntail.
Yeah, I like the maze.
Oh, the maze is good.
Maze
is
my best
good.
one.
Oh, no, you know what is my best one? Is when Crumb, Victor Crumb, he's a shark, and then his face is a shark, and then it shrinks back into a human face.
Yeah.
That bit looks cool. Integrating Moaning Myrtle and Harry into the same shot, that works quite well. She's like leaning on him and stuff, that feels good.
Yeah, very good.
I don't know whether it's how they've coloured the shots or whatever, but the whole maze section feels really dark and creepy.
Very dark, very creepy.
It's
very
good. Good work, guys. And if that wasn't enough, Snape is back. Snape is back. Annoyingly, he's not as scary as he was in the first one, but he's got his good comedy moments where he's actually funny again.
Yes.
It's not like poking fun at him. It's him being his character, and yet there's still being funny moments coming out of that.
Yeah.
Although, again, he's underused.
He doesn't have a line till like halfway through the film.
Right, there's a lot of good stuff there and a lot of bad stuff. How does it level up? I don't know. The verdict Well, Dot, I don't know about you, but when I read Goblet of Fire, I wasn't all that impressed, particularly compared to Prisoner of Azkaban when it first came out.
Prisoner of Azkaban was one of my favourites.
There's a lot of plot to get through with this book, and it was always going to be a challenge to fit it into a film and still keep interesting stuff in there. I think they've got an awesome balance of keeping tons of plot, but also character-based stuff.
I think they bring in some interesting new characters and kind of develop on some old ones that we haven't seen as much before. I think it kind of leads on to a lot that happens later in the story.
It kind of feels like the first in the new chapter.
Yes. Yes. I mean, it's still quite light, but it is showing that things are going to get darker, and I think it's a good kind of segue, if you will, between the early years and the later years.
Boom. There we go.
Yeah.
That seems like quite high praise, but what is the rating exactly itself? Well, it is this! Exciting and good for a laugh. So there you go, that was Goblet of Fire, done, dusted. Did it come out how you expected? Were you expecting it to be better or worse than that? What did you think of Dot? Put it in a comment. Would you like to see more of Dot? Put it in a comment. Would you like Dot to just leave forever? Put it in a comment. I've had fun today. Have you had fun, Dot?
I have. I hope they have.
Oh, good.
I've had fun.
And we hope you've had fun too. If you have, why not like and subscribe?
Like and subscribe.
You can also check us out at facebook.com/Brillsticks Productions. I'll be back next week for the Order of the Phoenix review, but until then, stay geeky!
What is it doing?
Buffering.
Every day I'm buffering.
Wop 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 wop! Wop 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 wop! Wop 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 wop!
The possessions that they have taken from each of the people are people that we have.
What are you doing?
No.
Tense.
And we don't know who it is for like 2 seconds,
Yeah,
then we find out straight away that it is.
Victor Crumb. Should I have come in a bit quicker?
Yeah.
So they both start chasing after it like
Like they're playing a Wii game.
I'm gonna play a Wii game against you, and they're on the way, and then Edward falls. Oh no! Help! Help!
Cup.
No! Help, Harry!
Oh. The bad.
No, wait, you can't do that.
So, first of all, we have the Harry and Cho relationship,
Oh,
which is just.
that seemed racist. Oh.
Oh yeah.
My name is Michael Gambler.
Also, the Beauxbatons and the Durmstrang students.
Why are you smiling? Is it because this is your third take saying that? Dot, you know what I like about this one compared to the last one?
Yeah.
Right, yeah, you do. Okay, never mind. Dot, do you know what I like about this one compared to the last one?
No.
I'm gonna burp. A Dumbledore, what has happened to you?
Racist.
Oh. I'ma get you drunk, get you love drunk off my humps, my hump, my lovely lady love.
Check it
Check
out.
it out.
Right.